Welcome to Selfish Confidence, a place where we can connect and be real about how hard it is to be your damn self. My name is Jess, and my goal is to help you build confidence and belief in yourself to live any life path you want, even if it's unconventional. It's time to flip off societal pressures and connect with women who've also felt on the outside by their life choices. We're here to encourage you to grab the mic and speak your truth. I know it can be scary, but we're in this together. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Selfish Confidence Podcast. We are here in the Confidence Corner doing our live episode over on Instagram. And if you are here live, I'm so grateful for you for spending this time with me on the Monday morning. And if you're listening to the recording, I'm also thankful and grateful for you to be here and for spending that time listening to this Monday message, because I have a story for you that keeps popping into my head all morning. And I'm just like, why that story? Sometimes I wonder, why is it that that's the thing? But there's always a reason, and I'm just going to roll with it and see what comes from this story. So I don't know if you're one of those people that when you were younger, you knew what you wanted to be when you grew up. You know, those people who just so deeply knew all of the things just from a young age, what they were going to be, who they were going to be, what they were going to do, right? And I didn't really have that, except I had this one particular moment, that I knew what I was going to do. And in this moment, I was sitting in my auditorium in my high school, and I don't remember what grade it was, how old I was at all, but I can just remember this moment sitting in my auditorium in high school and knowing that I was going to be on that stage someday, that I was going to be speaking someday. And still, I kind of remember that moment, and I'm like, what? It was just this deep knowing that I was going to be a speaker, or that I was going to speak in some sort of way. And I did what most people do when they have this deep knowing what their path might be. I ignored it. I was like, you're crazy. That is not happening. I was a shy kid. And although I had a lot of friends and had some great connections, I didn't really have a voice or something that I wanted to share. So I was just like, that is never going to happen. And yes, we can all laugh at that now. You know, that's 15 years ago. But I decided to totally ignore it and apply for a different direction. I was going into nutrition. And I truly do believe that timing is everything. And if we even ignore what we are knowing in our gut that we're going to do someday, or knowing what we might be here for, it doesn't matter how much you know it. Timing's going to be everything. We can make choices, but you're still going to get to that end point in the right time. And I know that sometimes is really hard to hear, because we're in this instant gratification society. We work really hard. We want all the things. We speak it out loud. We pray about it. There's so many things that help us to get towards what we want, right? But if it's not in the right time, it's not going to work out. I don't care how bad you want your relationship to work out, or you want to be with this particular person and you work so hard for it. If it's not meant to be and it's not the right timing, it's not going to work out. And I'm just like you. I hate hearing that, because millennials were told if we work hard enough, we can get whatever we want. And it is the truth. I truly do believe if you work hard enough, you can get what you want. But there's something about timing too. There's something about destiny, and there's something about meant to be. And it was actually around this time last year that I really leaned into this wanting, this knowing that maybe I would speak on a stage someday. And there was an opportunity for me to apply to speak on a panel at a conference that I was going to in Phoenix, Arizona. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to do all the things they teach you, right? You're going to manifest it. You're going to speak it out loud. You're going to work really hard. I put hours into this application video that we had to submit in order to be accepted onto the panel. I told everyone, and I just sat in that feeling that they tell you to do. If you want something, sit in that feeling like you already got it. And so I would listen to YouTube videos of clapping to pretend that there was a crowd and then I was going to speak on this stage at this event. I pulled all the cards for the things to make this happen. And I didn't get it. And I was so disappointed. But I also truly believed in timing. And I was like, okay, someone else is meant to be on that stage. But I was really disappointed because I did all the things that they tell you to do, right? I did all the things and wrote it out and burned things and, prayed about things, all of it. I was like, oh, I'm going to get this. And it didn't happen. But it wasn't the right time. It was not the right time. And now looking back, right? Hindsight's 2020, you can see it was definitely not the right time. But in that moment, I was so disappointed because I wanted it so bad. And sometimes we take that as the sign of maybe I'm not supposed to get it, or maybe I'm not supposed to want this thing. But it's wrong. Timing is truly everything. And it's interesting because, you can look back now, you can see it in totally different light. Same thing goes when we were searching for houses. We put offers on 9 houses before we found the one that we're in. Or same thing goes when you're dating, right? You got to date a lot of frogs to find your prince or to find your partner, right? And same with your health, right? You can put all the effort in, but sometimes we just have to find that thing that works for us in the right timing. And I'm not here to tell you to not put the effort in, to not put heart into what it is that you want, to not pray about it, to not, manifest this, because I promise you there's a happy ending to this story. But what I'm telling you to do today is to release the timeline. If there's something that you want that's on your heart and you were just 100% this is for me, right? You have this knowing that this is for you. Just like me in high school, knowing someday, even though it sounded crazy to me, knowing someday that I was going to be a speaker. You just have to release the timeline. You have to release what you think is the best time for you because you don't know. You don't know. And as much as I really wanted that last year, releasing that stress, releasing that need to control the timeline actually worked out really well for me. And it led me to so many different things. I think reliving this moment of last year was really, really hard. It was actually a week after that I didn't get this opportunity to speak that I got an opportunity to speak on a different stage. And at that point, I thought it was a pity invite. I was like, you're only doing this because I didn't get this other thing. No one disappointed and blah, blah, blah. But timing is everything. And getting that opportunity to speak on that stage gave me so many other opportunities that led me in so many different directions, that connected me with so many different people, that got me to where I am today. And it was actually just a few days ago I realized that this has only been 1 year. It's the craziest year that all these things are happening in the right timing. And it led me to believe in myself enough to apply again this year. When the panel came up, I was like, well, I'll give it another go. They might not do this conference again. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to apply. I didn't put the same amount of effort in. I just told my story, made my video, released it into the world. And if it was meant to be, it was meant to be. And I got it. And I truly do believe that timing is everything. This is going to be a bigger event. There's going to be more people. And I feel really emotional even saying this because one of the mottos I live by, it's this or something better. So when I don't get something, I know something better is coming. And what's really beautiful about this event is that I'm going to be doing it alongside a past client and a very good friend of mine. That we're going to be on this panel together and be able to share our stories together. And I truly do believe in the magic of it's this or something better because this is so much better, right? To be able to do it with a friend by my side, to be able to do it in front of more people, to be able to do it and experience it right now is the right timing. And when we release that timeline and when we focus on actually what's important, like growing ourselves and putting that effort in and finding that self-love again, everything works out. And I know someone listening to this right now is just easy for you to say, Jess, I am going through the biggest shitstorm of my life. I feel you. I see you. And I know it's hard. I've been in big shitstorms too. But just keep focusing on you and doing that self-care and doing what you feel you need right now, what's important to you right now. One foot in front of the other, because I promise you, it's going to get better. It's this or something better. And if you're in a shitstorm right now and you're like, it's this or something better, that sucks. It's going to get better. I promise you. So just keep doing all the things that you feel called to do right now and follow that heart. Follow that thing that you know is yours, because it's going to come in the right timeline. And it's actually a book that keeps popping into my head. If there's someone who is facing this right now, who's facing that no over and over and over again, who's facing the I'm not even sure if I'm on the right path anymore because I just keep hearing no. Read the book Believe It by Jamie Kern-Lena. She talks about that no over and over again, and when the right timing is there, that it does come into fruition. And for her, it was a lot of no's, like years and years and years and years of this. So just keep reminding yourself, it's this or something better. Follow that knowing that you have, and don't give up on that dream. Because this isn't a podcast to say, don't put the effort in, don't try, don't dream. It'll all work out. No, you have to put the work in. You have to show up and you have to do what's on your heart. You just have to release the timeline. You have to release that it needs to happen right now. Because it might happen right now. You might get what you want tomorrow, which I'm so happy for you. But for the most part, it doesn't really work like that. And you really need to release when it's going to happen and just keep putting the work in regardless. It will be worth it, I promise you. Because it's this or something better. It's how you're living right now or what's next, something so much better. I hope you have a wonderful week and you're focusing on what feels really good for you. And if you have a knowing, if you have a story of like, I knew I was going to be a firefighter when I was a kid, please share it with me. Because when I was a kid and I found that feeling out, it was like, I'm going to be a speaker someday. I just kind of laughed because it's like, no, there's no way. Now I'm sitting here and I'm like, holy crap, I sit in front of a mic twice a week. This is so insane that this is actually my truth. Trust the knowing, follow your heart, put in the work, and release the timeline. I hope you have an awesome week. And before I forget, if you're listening to this episode and you're just like, I need to be in a room like this. I want to be in a room of dreamers and people who get this period of waiting and finding the timeline and finding your passion. If that's you, there are tickets still available for this event. So it's called EmpowerHer Live in Denver, Colorado on September 22nd to 24th this year. And it is an incredible space with a wonderful group of women that just like get it. They get what you're going through. They get if you feel like you're an outsider because you have big dreams or you have this knowing and you're just like, what? Like some people just don't understand, right? This is a room of people who get it. And if you've been itching to find your people, to find a community who loves you and who supports you, this is the one to get in. And I will be there. I will be speaking on the panel this year, and I'm really excited about it. So if you are itching for something like this, you can use code Jess to get your tickets, to get $50 off your ticket. I will put all the information in the show notes for you. And if you're in the sisterhood, there's a great group of the sisters who are coming to this event, and we're going to have a sisterhood lunch and really be able to connect with each other and meet in person. For some of us, the very first time we'll be meeting in person at this event. And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to have a space where I feel like I can truly be myself. And now to be able to share that on the stage, although I feel like I'm going to poop my pants a little bit up there, I'm just so excited to be a part of this. And I really do challenge you to look into getting in this room because it is going to be magic. So use code Jess for $50 off your ticket. And again, check the show notes to get the links. And I can't wait to see you there. What's up, sis? I am so glad we could hang out today. If you love this episode, send it to a friend or share it on your social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me sprinkle some confidence in the world. And don't forget, you are magic. Let's show the world your shine.